इस वीडियो में हम देखेंगे हाउ हैज द स्टॉक मार्केट परफॉर्म ड्यूरिंग द पास्ट रिसेशंस, व्हाट आर द मेजर इंडिकेशंस। उसके बाद हम कंपेयर करेंगे टू द करंट मार्केट सिचुएशन। सो दिस वीडियो इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, मेक श्योर टू वॉच दिस टिल द एंड। Now because the Indian market doesn't have a history of more than 50 years, इसलिए हम इस वीडियो में पहले ऑब्जर्व करेंगे डाउ जोन्स इंडेक्स। Now as you all know, Dow Jones Index is nothing but the American stock market index. So if America gets into a recession, then the whole world continues. So it's safe to analyze the Dow Jones Index. तो as usual यहाँ पे मैंने दो indicators डाले हैं, the 100 moving average and the 200 moving average. So starting analysis from 1957. In 1957, America went into a recession and आप देख सकते हो the market fell by almost 20% and it took support from the 200 moving average. After that market again gave a very good up move and उसके बाद again in the year 1960 America went into a recession and the stock market again slided and gave almost 18% retracement, taking support exactly from the 200 moving average. After that the next recession in America was seen after a quite long time, that is in 1990, right? In 1990 yet another recession in America and this time the market slided almost 22% and again it took support from the 200 moving average. So आप देख सकते हो that 200 moving average acts as a very strong support, right? Unless the market enters into a very big crash, right? Unless it's a huge bubble, the market always tries to take support from the 200 moving average. Finally, the next recession we saw was in the year 2001, right? So 2001 was not just a normal recession, but it was a dot-com bubble, right? So it is much more than recession. And यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो market collapsed and it lost almost 38% of its value, right? And this is what you know as dot-com bubble, right? तो मैंने previous video भी बोला था, during normal recessions, the market tries to take support from the 200 moving average. But during extreme bubbles and huge crashes, the market tries to break the 200 moving average. उसके बाद the next recession was in the 2008, the great financial depression, right? And यहाँ पे भी market lost 50% of its value and it broke below the 200 moving average before going to that. And finally, the recent recession was in the Corona crisis, right? Where market broke the 200 moving average and then recovered very fast. And अगर आप अब देखते हो the market, the Dow Jones Index is exactly at the 200 moving average. Let's analyze the same thing in our NIFTY chart. आप देख सकते हो even NIFTY follows the same thing. Whenever there is a huge bubble, the market trades below the 200 moving average and this happened first in the dot-com bubble. उसके बाद हम even in 2008 financial crisis आप देख सकते हो NIFTY broke the 200 moving average and it traded below. And finally even during the recent COVID crisis again NIFTY broke the 200 moving average and then recovered. So what can we assume from this? So हम assume कर सकते हैं कि only during great bubbles or big crisis time the market trades below the 200 moving average. For example आप देख सकते हो even in 2015 we had a bear market where the market lost almost 25% of its value in a single year, but again market tried to take support from the 200 moving average and then went higher. And similarly even in 2010 आप देख सकते हो market did correct for almost a year and lost almost 26 or 27% of its value, but again it tried to take support from 200 moving average and it traded higher after that. So how to summarize this? Well, basically if there is not a big crisis going on in the world for the coming years, then market might take support from here or it can fall to 200 moving average and take support from here. But let's say the market broke the 200 moving average, then there is one possibility which is I feel that we might have entered a sideways trend, right? For example आप देख सकते हो even during the 1990s market after the Harshad Mehta crash broke below the 200 moving average and for almost 8 to 10 years market was in a sideways zone. So there are two possibilities when a market breaks the 200 moving average. Either it enters a new downtrend or it enters a new sideways trend. That's it for this video. If you're watching this till now, then comment yes so that I know, and I'll see you in my next video.